would like to say that I would like to pray for each and every member here who wishes to contest again in the upcoming parliamentary elections to be re-elected, because we tend to argue, we tend to differ, we tend to have different ideas or different beliefs, but at the end of the day, we see that Gambia is first, and we always do that. And I really want to see my friends back. We are all family. I would love to see one like honorable member for Bakau, who is my twin brother, who is my friend. I'd also like to see my Funi guys, my Funi people, and my friend honorable Bakemjai, and everyone to come back to serve the people. Because really, we all have the intention to move the Gambia from one level to another. Almost all of us serve only one term. It is only 3 people or 4 who have served 2 terms here. So I believe the people of the Gambia should give chance to each and every member who wishes to come back or who wishes to contest to retain his or her seat, to come and continue the great job that they have been doing. So I'm appealing to each and everyone and wishing everyone to have a very successful campaign. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Nyanija.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor, and also wish to thank all my previous honorable colleagues who have spoken before me. Honorable Speaker, I might not take long because almost some of the farewell messages I want to say have been said by my colleagues, so no need to repeat some of them. But in a nutshell, I also wish to thank the Almighty Allah for giving me the opportunity on behalf of the people of Nyanija to serve them in the 5th legislature. And also thank my family as well, friends, relatives, and most especially the electors of Nyanija. I have been their member for the past 5 years, and then I think I have served them to the best of my ability. Though there might be setbacks here and there, which you know that they are part of it. I am human. I might have errors here and there, mistakes here and there, but it's all part of it. I just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of my family for according me the opportunity to represent them here. I am one among thousands of residents of Nyanija who are even more qualified than me to come and serve here. But I was choosing among a lot, and then fortunately, I happen to be the chosen one. So Alhamdulillah, I thank them and then thank them profusely. I also wish to thank the National Assembly, starting from the Office of the Honorable Speaker and Office of the Clerk, staff of the National Assembly, and special thank also to my colleagues. Definitely, I see nobody here as a colleague or whatever. I see here my uncles, my dads, and my brothers, and my sisters, and my aunties, and also most profoundly my grandma, who is the one chairing, who have been our leader throughout this legislature. Definitely, I cannot say much, but just to thank you, because I have crossed paths with each and everyone here, and then I think we have a very good relationship which you know that it will continue beyond the legislative chambers here, but to the wider world, to the entire Gambian, to the entire constituents, and also villages and towns. I see everybody here as a family member, and then I wish and pray that the relationship continue from strength to strength. I know some people have made the decision not to come back, but I think majority want to come back because we all came here in 2017 as new parliamentarians wanting to serve the people of the Gambia, and I think we've tried, we've made history. This legislature have made tremendous achievements here, and then I think we should be proud of each and everyone here. So let's continue on those agendas, and then whosoever want to come back, may Allah make it easy for all of us to come back here. And Honorable Speaker, I also wish to thank the Office of the Clerk. They are my friends. I call them my friends because they are some of them are my close friends. We do a lot of things together. and for the services that they have been offering us. Definitely, it has not been easy. Sometimes you blame them here and there, you hold them. Sometimes you think they are holding back on certain things, but that is the work. They are here to guide us technically. They are government staff, so definitely I want to thank them. Most especially my special brother, the former director of Table Office and the current deputy clerk, legislative and business, is Mr. 𝐴𝐶𝐵𝐵. He's my brother. He's a family brother, so definitely I want to thank him. He has been guiding me a lot. We have been agreeing over standing on the procedures and here and there, but that is it. And to the clerk, my also special friend, and also the all the deputies, likewise the staff, definitely wish to thank you. I'm just telling you, this is the starting, because inshallah, I think the people of Nyanija will re-elect me again. Inshallah, hopefully. We are going to campaign, we are going to seek for their mandate again, and hopefully if they wish and think that I still can represent them, that is their decision, not mine, not anybody but theirs. So I wish and pray that I come back and we continue the work we started here. Honorable Speaker, I also wish to thank the government of the day, because Nyanija, if you mention Nyanija in the initial, in 2017, 2018, if you stand here and talk about Nyanija, people will be looking at you and say, well, one of the poorest constituencies here and there. But today we are proud, we are definitely very, very proud. And also we wish to thank this legislature, because since independence, we have not been blessed with even a single road, a gravel road, I can say, not even tar. But due to the influence of this legislature through a supplementary appropriation, we are blessed to be allocated, and then through the Ministry of Work, and now work is going on with our road. That is from Chairman to Nyanga. Construction is ongoing, though there are loopholes here and there, but alhamdulillah it is going, and then people have started feeling the importance of that road, because now at least almost, let's say, 30% to 40% of it is completed, and then I think it is going to be completed in due course, because funds are allocated even in the 2022 appropriation, it is there. So I just wish to thank this legislature from the bottom of my heart, and also the government through the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, because there are many roads that could have been prioritized, but they choose Nyanija, and above all others. The Kiangs and others have been crying and the budgets, but they choose Nyanija. So definitely I want to thank the Ministry of Works through the Minister and the Permanent Secretary. Honorable Minister, and also we thank other ministries, because there have been a lot of back and forth. We have been to many offices, department, agencies. We are doing it for the sake of our people, due to the complaints they give us, because we represent them, we should advocate for them. If they tell us their problems, it's our responsibility to stand and make sure we reach every corner and get the message that they are giving us to the right authorities for them to act. Definitely there was nothing personal here and there, because I remember some ministers, sometimes I used to have push and pull with them, but that is it. Sometimes it has to be done for the plight of our people to be taken care seriously. On a general note, definitely, Honorable Speaker, I wish to thank my colleagues, because as I said earlier, we've done history in the Gambia, as the Honorable Speaker rightly mentioned in our communication during the morning. In the morning, rather, definitely we have done a lot, and we should be proud of each and every member of the National Assembly, especially this legislature, from the service to the members. We have done history indeed. And to conclude, I want to forgive everybody, because as a Muslim, if you are with people, and then you are probably some are partying, some are taking a different direction, you need to forgive and forget what have passed. I might have offended many, because almost I can say 90% of the members of the parliament are older than most of us here. So we were young amongst you, calling you all sort of names. So I'm definitely seeking forgiveness, and from my end I have forgiven anybody who have offended me, either knowingly or unknowingly. And then in conclusion, Madam Speaker, in conclusion, two times, this is second conclusion. Our forests, our women, our forests. This is something which you know that is very close to my heart, because I can remember every time I talk about this thing. For the past years, from 2017 to 2020, I think we've lost 3 lives due to the bad loss of our forests in Nyanija. This is what we have. This is what we have. We cannot do away with it. We have to be going to our forests to be cultivating our rice and so on and so forth. And we will continue to do it, and we will continue to provide the government to make sure that it looks at the plight of our women and men in Nyanija. especially with regards to our pharaohs. Our women need special attention to make sure that they have access to their pharaohs. That's the main headache in Nyanija today. If you see these women struggling, entering inside these waters until they access their pharaohs, you will sometimes want to cry. But it's something which you know that they cannot do with this, where they depend for their living, for their whatever. So definitely it's something which you know that I said I have to make as my conclusion remark. This is an issue that is not solved. It is still there. We are still using our natural way of accessing our rice fields. You see women entering in waters up to their neck, going to access their rice field both during the rainy season and also sometimes in December and January. So it's something which you know that we have to take up, and the government through the Office of the Vice President and the Ministry of Agriculture, something which you know that they have to take up and look at closely and make sure that they find ways and means of addressing it. I know it involves a lot of cost, it's a bit expensive, but I think there is nothing impossible as far as this is a country, and the country of which we are all part and parcel. So, Honorable Speaker, on that note, whosoever come back here as a member of Nyanija, this is an issue that I will tell you to pursue, and if I come back, this is an issue that I will continue to pursue. But everything depends on the people of Nyanija. So, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you very much. I thank you very much. Madam Speaker, thank you.
By yourself.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would like to thank all my colleagues for being a great family for the last 5 years. And unfortunately, Honorable Honorable Salah is not around, because I would have wanted him to hear the nice words that I had for him coming from the bottom of my heart. He's been a mentor and a great teacher, and just seeing him on the floor was heartwarming, because we knew that the assembly was in good hands. It would have been great to see him back, not only as a member, but as a speaker of this parliament. I think that would take this parliament to where we would want it to be. We thank him from the bottom of our hearts for the services to the nation. I would also want to thank especially my minority leader, who's reservedly been a great leader and a great friend to me. Honorable Minority Leader, I thank you. Special thanks goes to my constituency, Banjul South, for having the trust and giving me the opportunity to serve them. I stood under a party, but my campaign was driven by the community, Team Tahawar Banjul, whom I must mention before my last day in the 5th legislature. I must thank them immensely. And to the women of Banjul, I give them special thanks. Being only 3 elected members, female elected members in this parliament, I tried my best to open the gates for more women to come. Yes, the Gambia has been blessed with female vice presidents, with now a female speaker. I think we've had 2 or 3, if I'm mistaken, female speakers. But I think 2022 has been the first time that an attempt has been made in this great nation of ours to empower women by opening the doors and enlarge the number of female representatives in this parliament. Unfortunately, it was negated against our own standing orders. Madam Speaker, my journey started in 2017 when I was voted in office. In August 2017, I established my foundation, named after my beloved grandparents and the street that I grew up in, called 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸. And through that foundation, I empowered women, children, and the vulnerable people of Banjul. And I proudly stand here to say that I have 5 students at the University of the Gambia. I have 8 students at MDI. I have a dozen students at the Presentation Girls Vocational Center. Madam Speaker, all that has been through the salary that I have collected from the last 5 years in this August Assembly. Madam Speaker, when I decided to run for office, it wasn't to look for a job. It was to share some of the privileges I had growing up, knowing that there is no structured welfare system in this country. Madam Speaker, I came to this parliament thinking that I could be part of the change to help change some lives of people in my constituency. And thank God, I can at least say that I have done my part. Madam Speaker, as a woman, I do not want to be seen as the tree hiding the forest for other women. Madam Speaker, I always look forward to being in the forest and looking at the interest of all other women. Sometimes I feel grateful that I have never seen hardship in my life. That doesn't mean I do not feel hardship of other people. Madam Speaker, that was the reason I gave up my job to be a representative of the people. And Madam Speaker, I have not regretted coming to this parliament. I have not regretted knowing the people that I know today, being exposed, Madam Speaker, internationally and domestically. Madam Speaker, the reason I said I thank people of Banjul South is not because they elected me, but because they also became my sons and my daughters. Madam Speaker, we have witnessed many bills like you have listed, the Pensions, the Persons with Disabilities Act, the Women's Enterprise Fund, Madam Speaker, the CRC, and all that. Unfortunately, the CRC was thrown out from this assembly. And like my honorable member, my honorable colleague from Banjul North always keeps emphasizing, we pledge to ourselves to see a new constitution. Madam Speaker, in 2016, when we ushered a new government, we promised the people some changes. Madam Speaker, the constitution was one of them. Civil service reforms were one of them. Security sector reforms were one of them. Madam Speaker, I would love to see a Gambia fulfill all those promises. And I promise myself, when I come back, Madam Speaker, I will take up from the Constitution Amendment Bill that was started, and I will make sure that it becomes law, Madam Speaker, to open the gates for more women to come to this parliament. It's not only coming to this parliament. More women coming to this parliament give more opportunity, give more economic development, and hence country progression, Madam Speaker. We have signed international protocols that call for women empowerment. Madam Speaker, we did not only sign them for the sake of signing them. We signed them to make sure they are implemented. Madam Speaker, I would feel ashamed to go back to the women internationally, face them, and tell them that our bill to empower women was thrown out. Madam Speaker, I think as women, we must try and endeavor to work and empower women. And I promise myself I will always do that. Madam Speaker, like I said, what we do We made sacrifices, Madam Speaker. An election is coming. People are going to tick the boxes as to what we have contributed in our respective constituencies. I am proud to say that during my tenure, Madam Speaker, His Excellency the President has repaired the streets of Banjul South. Yes, it is through government, but it is also under my tenure, and I will also take ownership, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, nothing is done by the government without the approval of the budget. Madam Speaker, it is through here that the government can fulfill all their obligations. So it is a partnership. We disagree to agree, but the disagreement is not personal. It is for the country's development. Madam Speaker, I am a person of integrity. I stand my grounds, I respect my principles, and I don't compromise what I stand for, because I believe that if a person believes in something and compromises what they believe in, then that person is not genuine. And I personally do not compromise what I believe in, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you also mentioned that we enacted 53 bills into law, including the appropriation bills, which we do annually. But Madam Speaker, the private members' bills that we passed in this assembly, one of them thanks to our honorable minority leader, people might say that they directly, one of them directly benefited us. So that was done for us, Madam Speaker. What I would want to see the 6th legislature do is to make sure, Madam Speaker, that we come up with private members' bills, like Honorable Willie West said, to make sure that people that we represent understand what we talk about in this August Assembly. Madam Speaker, 80% of Gambians in the rural areas do not understand English. We are sitting here basically talking to ourselves. And when we go, they see us on TV with the mic red. They say, oh, deputy, they don't know what we are saying. So, Madam Speaker, we should also look into that, Madam Speaker, and make sure that what we do does not represent our parties, but reflect directly on the people that we represent. Madam Speaker, Gambia is a very poor country. But if we look at our officials, you will think that Gambia is a rich country. Madam Speaker, the cars that our officials drive, the way that we lavish the mega resources that we have, Madam Speaker, like Honorable Willie West has said, we can be a developed nation if there is the political will, if we have good governance. But Madam Speaker, we are still not in the right trajectory. Madam Speaker, for me to have taken my salary for the last 5 years to complement the social security service, social security system that a government should have done, Madam Speaker, is quite sad. In my constituency, Madam Speaker, we have a private clinic. I have an account at that clinic, Madam Speaker, for people in my constituency. Few months ago, Madam Speaker, we had a child that was stabbed in my constituency. He had surgery and he was being fed by a tube, Madam Speaker. 2 days later, he was discharged from the hospital. We found him at home, Madam Speaker. We had to pay for his hospital bills in a private clinic, and it should be government responsibility. But because the people of Banjul South trusted me to represent them, Madam Speaker, I could not watch that child die. Had it been my child, I would have treated them. That's why I treated. So the honorable ministers are here. Please, let us be truthful to our oaths. Let us look at our portfolios. Make sure that we serve this country make sure that we look at the children of this country like our own, treat them with the resources of this country, not treat these resources as our own, because they are not ours. They are something that we share, something that we must protect for the interest of our citizenry, not for our own personal interest. And Madam Speaker, last but not the least, I am urging for Banjul South to go out. I got 58% of the votes last time. I want 80%. And Madam Speaker, be rest assured, if I come back, I will serve them better than I did my last 5 years. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable nominated Member Secretary.
Thank you very much, Ma. As the saying goes, that every good thing, whether good or bad, must come to an end. This is how Allah created this world. Maybe if we go to next world, we all go to Jannatul Firdaus. It will not end. But this world, everything must end. Whether we like it or not, whether we do something good, people like me, I may be doing something very bad in this National Assembly. But look at it, now it is ending. I may be doing something very good in this National Assembly, but look at it, it is ending. So, that being the case, I thank Allah the Almighty for allowing us to be here up to this time. We were here in 2017. Nobody knew, we didn't know each other. Me, the only people I knew were Honorable Banjul South, Honorable Banjul Central, and Honorable Banjul North, and Wuli, and then Serekunda, and then only few people. Yakuma, I didn't know Yakuma that much. The same thing happens to Kadi. I didn't know Honorable Nyasi, I didn't know Honorable Baji, but look at it, now we are families. We are families. We know each other for 5 good years. What were we doing? What was the legacy that we were talking about? And what about the history that we were all talking about? Anytime I stand here to make an adjournment debate, I talk about legacy, I talk about priorities, I talk about strategies, you name them. But now I am happy that when I listen to the radio, I hear people talking about priorities. I say, aha, now it is coming. So that is the essence of it. That is the essence of it. And I thank the National Assembly members, everybody, starting from the service. I'm not counting anybody's name, but I want to thank everybody for allowing me to leave a good legacy, which is the Disability Act. It is ours. If I happen to be talking throughout, I also thank the government as well. Because if I happen to be standing here talking, and deaf ear was given to it, things will not work. We have seen some things that are given deaf ear. Things are not working. We have to be honest. I thank His Excellency the President for putting the trust on me. I'm not the only person with disabilities here. And I am a woman. I have a visual impairment. But with all that, I was nominated to sit here. If I am talking, I don't know who is looking at me. But if people are talking, I cannot see them. But if I am talking, everybody will look at me and know that this is the one who is talking. So that being the case, I thank everybody, and especially the President, for nominating me. Because if you look at, for me, all the constituencies are my constituencies. Because if you look at all the constituencies, there are persons with disabilities. And I can remember my late chairperson, Mohamed Kora, may his soul rest in perfect peace. When we went to social welfare, and I found that it was only physically challenged that we are catered for. It came to my mind and I asked, Mohamed, why is it that only physically challenged are catered for? What he told me was that this is not from the government. This is from Amos Foundation in Sweden or Sweden or Denmark. These are the ones who are sponsoring. So I said, what about our organizations? What are we doing? He said, if you see us having all this little development, it's because of our organizations. I said, and what about the government? He said, you are much younger, but you always ask questions. So for me, that is why when I came here, I was thinking about all these questions that I was asking to my late president, Mohamed Kora. He was our president of the Gambia Organization of the Visually Impaired, and then after the chairperson of the federation. He started the federation. By that time I was much younger. Wherever they go, they always come and pick me up. Sometimes my parents will say no. And Muhammad will sit, Honorable Serekunda will witness me. They will sit to make sure that my parents allow me to go. I was not the only persons with disabilities. But wherever we go, people will want to see me and they just want me to go. It's not me, it's the Gambians. The Gambians who make me what I am and who I am today. So I will leave no stone unturned by putting my efforts, my abilities, everything to the Gambia. Even if I know that if I do something, I will die, I make sure that I do this development and die. So that being the case, we are all here, and today is our last session. Hopefully, some of you may come back. Hopefully, some of you may not come back. But what I am praying is that may all of you here stay in this fifth legislation to be back, including the speaker, everybody to come back and we be together. Because we need another time, because of what we started, it has to be completed. Look at what we started. We started to call the finance minister to come here and sit the whole day sweating. We ask him questions. What is this? What are we going to do with this? We call her Excellency, the Vice President, to come here sweating. We ask her questions. And these are very diplomatic people. So, as everybody used to say, this National Assembly is not a small thing. For me, I was thinking that ministers are higher. Because when I was nominated and my people came to me, everybody came to me, and what they were telling me is that this is the first thing, you may be a minister. And I was so happy to tell them, amen, amen, I will be the minister. But when I came, I knew that I don't want to. If I am going away, let me not be a minister. But what I did, where I am now, is higher than being a minister. So, hoping and praying that this Gambia will live in harmony. Honorable Speaker, peace is priceless. And politics should not make us to be enemies. We should not be enemies. If we create any chaos in this country, persons with disabilities are around, elderly people are around, people will not have food to eat. And do you think those persons who created this, where will they put themselves? Me, I will never forgive anybody on earth who is creating chaos in this country for us to have otherwise. Because our people are here. We want to enjoy our Disability Act. And we want to make sure that we have a good policy in this act, so that persons with disabilities will enjoy. But if we want to create problems, do you think persons with disabilities will enjoy our act? We will never. And any other thing that happens, nobody will enjoy the Gambia. And the Gambia has been a smiling coast, and we want it to continue to be a smiling coast. Now, I am calling for everybody, including myself, to nurture peace. After nurturing peace, then we look for ways and means of creating development. Development is very essential. We need nothing but development. We need our country to be developed. We don't need the social medias where persons will go and insult each other. That is not what we want. Insulting will never create any development. Insulting will create hatred. Bad hate speeches will create hatred. And that is what we are all looking forward to. Now, if we talk about development, let's talk about sustainability. Sustainability. In our hall, we have started it, but I don't think I'll be able to continue. We have started to expand it for sustainability. But I cannot continue, and I'm looking forward for even the president to come across and see what he can do for our hall, for 𝐴𝐵 Resource Center. We have a hall where you know that it was started by some philanthropists. And then later on, I also involved, but I cannot do it all. Now what is left is the toilets and then some finishing. Maybe people will go there and visit and see what I am talking about. And everybody, the vice president, the ministers, everybody should go to 𝐴𝐵 and see what we are doing there. Because we don't have any other place for persons with disabilities. Even the federation is hosted by 𝐴𝐵. Do you know why? We were all together. Persons with visually impaired, we were together. We came to, even if we have our meetings, we make sure that we contribute for our organizations to develop, plus the philanthropists who are coming, and plus some other supports from the tourism industry. That is where we are. Even for the federation to have their land is a problem. The federation is hosted by 𝐴𝐵. And do you know why it is hosted by 𝐴𝐵? We open our hands for people to come. Some persons with disabilities may say some words that they should not even say, but I will not mind them. I make sure that persons with disabilities will prosper. And that is what I will put in mind, whether my mom and dad are insulted. Because I want persons with disabilities to prosper. Do you know why? The mighty diabetes is here. The mighty hypertension is here. Everything is here. Accidents are here. And persons with disabilities, if this country is full with persons with disabilities, who will help us? It's better we rehabilitate that if you have a disability, there must be other avenues where you know that your disabilities will help you. So that being the case, whoever has a disability, if we have a good disability rehabilitation center, persons with disabilities will not be isolated anymore. And this is my wishes. Even if I am dying today, I go home and die at home. Let everybody call persons with disabilities to come and pray for me. And then what you will write, to put it in my graveyard together with it, that all persons with disabilities should be prosper. And we all here, all of us, in one way or the other, we all have disabilities in one way or the other. Some are short, some are tall, some are absent-minded, some are hot-tempered. It happens. And when all those things happen, you have at least one type of disabilities in one way or the other. Some are short-sighted, some are long-sighted, some are totally blind, some are visually impaired. Look at what is happening. Sometimes you grow up with your limbs, and all of a sudden one of them is gone, or even two, or your leg and your hand is gone. So where are we? It's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is capable of what he is. Who is capable of what he is. That being the case, I want to thank my family, my husband, my child who have been with me since childhood. Wherever I go, he will follow me. Mata, thank you. May Allah pay you. Wherever I go, you are with me. I thank you very much. And hope that your children will do this for you. I thank everybody. Everybody I thank. And it is always difficult to say goodbye. But we have to say goodbye to each other. And whenever we meet each other, we will make sure that we embrace each other. Let us have that in mind. Keep on embracing each other. Even we continue with our group chat. We chat that we are from the National Assembly. We are the 5th legislature. I thank my husband sincerely. Wherever I go, sometimes he will follow me. All my children, they all follow me. They will not say that my mom has a visual impairment or whatever. They all take me as their role models. And we have seen some people, some children of persons with disabilities. That is why I always say that we want to assist them. Because I know what is happening. I know what is happening. Wherever you go, you see persons with disabilities. We are at the bottom of the table. Persons with disabilities are at the bottom of the table. That is why we need representation. We should represent, we should have representation everywhere. We should advise, we should make sure that everywhere we are, they make sure that we are put in that place. Some of us, at least, who know something, at least to advise the government, the NGOs, everywhere, to make sure that persons with disabilities can do something. Do you know why? We do our work wholeheartedly. And we have good minds for everybody. Let us have good intentions too.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you. It's okay. Thank you very much. Honorable Minority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Speaker, let me also thank the Almighty God for giving me the strength and health to serve the people of Nyamena Dankunku in this 5th legislature and the 4th legislature, because I'm a second timer. Honorable Speaker, I thank you, thank the Deputy Speaker, the Majority Leader, and my colleague. Honorable Speaker, I would also thank the Cabinet Ministers who are always present with us when we are discussing the cause of this country. Honorable Speaker, I would also thank the Office of the Clerk, who are our technicians, for a job well done. They are never tired. As long as we are here, we are with them. Honorable Speaker, I will also thank the media fraternity, because whatever we discuss here, without them it cannot be disseminated to the general population. And they have been here also with us for all time. Honorable Speaker, your farewell statement almost covered whatever we are discussing here, because you being the head of the institution, actually, if you give a farewell statement, it will actually cover everything that we are discussing here. I have been listening since in the morning. All those who spoke actually seem extracted from your farewell statement. So I thank you for that. Honorable Speaker, this assembly came in April 2017 with 6 political parties, 1 independent. Up to date, Honorable Speaker, we are working harmoniously to see how this country develops. As you mentioned in your statement, 53 bills were passed in this assembly for the past 5 years. And any member who approved any of this bill, his intention for the bill to improve the lives of the Gambian people. None of us went for election just to see that your constituency is underdeveloped. We all came here to make sure that our constituency, we represent the people who elected us. Unless and until maybe the issue of caste, lack of enough caste for the state. This is why today other members, their area is being developed. Then you have other members, their area is not developed. And then I think the executive who are responsible for policies and programs will try to look at that trajectory of development. Honorable Speaker, I will come back and thank my colleagues. For the past 5 years, we are here. We have seen other parliament where you have only 2 political parties. You see the controversies. that happened in those parliaments. But here, I can say it is very difficult for you to see any of us actually even arguing bitterly. And then I think, thanks to our beautiful culture too, it also actually improve certain things. Because if I should look at Honorable Member Fonyani, the first thing I would consider what is within me and him is whether he is older than me or I'm older than him. This is how we approach here one another. Our honorable colleagues, I thank the floor of the House. For me, I believe there was nothing like partisan. It depends what is the opinion of that of the member on what is presented. If it was about partisan, always we will have chaos within this assembly. But that does not exist. Honorable Speaker, I would still thank the members of the National Assembly of the Gambia. If we know the burden, I serve as a member of Parliament for 2 terms. National Assembly members of this country, Honorable Speaker, they are everything. The member for Banjul South have already outlined some of the issues, some of the sponsors he was doing. There is no National Assembly member here in this assembly. In one way, you did not pay for a hospital bill or you did not pay for a scholarship. In one way, either you develop a foundation or they will come individually, you give them their vote. This is how the National Assembly members of this country survive. It is very hard. Any of the National Assembly to sustain, to go with his salary for 1 week is finished. They serve as fathers, they serve as mothers, they serve as brothers. Honorable colleagues, I thank you for your fantastic representation. Honorable Speaker, when you read your statement, you outlined some challenges. These challenges I employed to the Finance Minister, who is a very close working mate of the National Assembly. I don't think it will be fair for us to be looking for a donor to come and build offices for members. Let us use state funds. Let us use state funds to build offices for National Assembly members. And then I think the Finance Minister is here sitting down. I believe by his next budget, he will try and then have a development budget for the National Assembly, for this National Assembly, so that members of Parliament who is representing the population of this country are having offices where they can work without any hindrance. You find them here, even when they engage their their constituent members here, you will find them sitting at the corridor there. Or we will all go and then fit on in the 2 offices we have. I think it is high time for the executive, definitely, especially the Finance Minister, you consider factoring in the budget. If not, by next time maybe you will find it difficult to pass your budget. Honorable Speaker, as I mentioned earlier, we have enacted 53 bills, motions, we did not calculate motion and grants. We have seen the massive development that happened in this country for the past